I don't mind it moving a lot. Is it too much?
It's heavy, but it's cool.
Look out, Honey Badger right there.
From Honey Badger.
Mathieu strikes.
We just unlocked the cage and let the Badger out game day.
The Honey Badger, pick six.
To Super Bowl champion.
Championship swagger.
He's a natural-born leader. I mean, that's just who he is.
28-year-old Tyrann Mathieu has emerged as one of the most respected leaders in the NFL.
This is great.
Now, he's working to be a game changer off the field.
For a while, I felt like my vote didn't count, especially being a young black man in America. I've grown to realize that we all could really make it better.
I'm Domonique Foxworth. This is ESPN Cover Story.
Being from New Orleans gives you a sense of, pride about who you are, and it also gives you the spirit of, no matter what, I'm gonna be all right because I'm gonna get through it.
Growing up, what around you made you feel like your vote didn't matter and like it wasn't something that you wanted to do?
Growing up, in dysfunctional cities, I just don't think that the spirit in the air was that could help us, that was for us, that was built for us. You kind of feel like the left out kid more than often.
As a teen, learning himself and the world around him, Mathieu looked for ways to cope.
I always have negative thoughts or bad thoughts. Marijuana was something that I ran to when I dealt with those kind of emotions.
Trying to run backwards, fumbles the football. It's picked up. Matthew's going to score a touchdown.
At LSU, Mathieu became one of the most dynamic players in college football.
The Honey Badger got it.
And a Heisman finalist in 2011.
That was the space I went to be the greatest. As little as I am, I was one of the greats in that space.
But with the glory came scrutiny. After testing positive for marijuana, Mathieu was kicked off the team. He was then arrested for marijuana possession in 2012.
I felt low because I knew that wasn't who I was. I've always been a good dude. I've always been a true leader. But I feel like at that moment, I had let everybody down, but mostly I let myself down.
He's proven to be irresponsible. That makes him a poor teammate and a poor risk.
I had to listen to people say I wasn't worthy of being a good teammate.
Tyrann Mathieu.
I had to be a young leader. I'm glad I went through what I went through a year ago. So now I know what's the right way to go. I know how to lead now. Marijuana was just an escape that I had versus it being a lifestyle. I was able to really put that in perspective. I started to do meditation. For me, it was about taking control of myself, being in control of my emotions. Once I was able to control that, I was really able to control everything else.
With a new state of mind, Mathieu spent the next 7 NFL seasons proving himself as a leader.
That's what you're here for, man. That's in the business. That's what we need today. We need energy, dog.
Just by his attitude, his mindset, he's leading other guys.
That's championship swagger, boy. That's what I like.
After winning a Super Bowl in his first season at Kansas City, Mathieu's teammates voted him team MVP. Leading in the locker room came naturally. Doing so outside of football
What's that happening?
is the next mission.
It's all about my communities and trying to push them forward.
All the things he's gone through in his life, a lot of kids in New Orleans can relate to. His biggest lesson to me has been the leader is somebody who's more than just X's and O's on the field. It's somebody who touches the heart. He uses his platform to impact the lives of others.
If sports don't work out, what y'all gonna do? Figure out what it is you love next. As long as you got that love, you'll be able to do anything. In order for us to really save the world, all of us can't be ball players. Some of us have to take the hard jobs.
For Mathieu,
Nice.
changing his community also meant
Like it?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
Trying something new.
That's gonna be my first time voting.
Was there an event or something that changed your mind about voting?
Everything that's really been, going on in the world. I feel like it's a great responsibility, I have. As I continue to grow in my life, I'm able to collect this amount of information so that I know my one vote, plays a big part, in trying to move things forward.
This election season, Mathieu has used his foundation to host voter registration events in both New Orleans and Kansas City.
I want to make sure that I can vote.
Focused on one goal.
You're educating people, right? You're giving them the resources, the tools, the fundamentals to be confident, in the voters process. There weren't a lot of people around me bringing this information to us.
A lot of marginalized communities, you have that where they're like, does my vote count? It's that systemic racism. That's where it comes from. Tyrann wanted to do something to help this community. He has jumped in from day one of him setting foot in Kansas City.
A lot of times we focus on the big picture, presidential elections, but I think the most important thing is who we decide to elect locally. I think we need more people of minority, in those positions. It's my responsibility to bring awareness. You have that right, you have that voice. Use that.